discuss about Azure Load Balancer as well as application gateway. These two types of load balancer is a regional specific load balancers. Regional specific load balancers and normal load balancer that is a works on the layer 4, that is a transport layer, and support the TCP and UDP protocols. Okay, and it's and application gateway, it's a kind of layer 7, that means application layer, it works and it supports the HTTP and HTTPS and WebSocket related traffic also it's supported. HTTPS traffic and WebSocket related traffic it's supported. So totally this is a regional services, guys. And normal load balancer only distribute the load into the backend pool. And application gateway, there are two types, multi-site and path-based routing. Accordingly, it will route the traffic to backend pool. That is up to now it happened in the regional load balancer. Coming to now one type of load balancer, that is a called traffic manager. This traffic manager entirely different, guys, compared to normal load balancer and application gateway. It's entirely very different. Why? Because of this is a global load balancer. First of all, it's a global load balancer. So that means as of now, regional load balancer means if it is a backend virtual machine east to ES2 example, and front end load balancer also should be east to ES2 only. Should be east to ES2 only. Other regional like VMs or any other services, we can't keep it as front end as a load balancer, and we can't keep it the different region of resources. We can't keep it into the backend pool. So different regions it won't support it. But now global load balancer entirely support the any region of services. Any region of services. If it is AWS, Azure, or Google Cloud, or on-premises, whatever it may be, it's supported. But only one thing, this traffic manager works over the internet only. Over the internet only. Within the organization, it won't support it. Private IP address wise, it won't support it. Normally, Azure regional load balancer, both the things support the within the organization. That means through private IP address as well as public IP address wise, it's supported. Regional load balancer. But now traffic manager is a global load balancer, only support the over the internet. Only support the over the internet. And especially this load balancer works on the DNS. DNS based. Based on DNS based only it will work. So normal load balancers, layer 7 and layer 4. Layer 4 is a normal load balancer and application gateway layer 7. But here there is no layers and entirely it works on the DNS based. Based on DNS records, it works is a traffic manager. Okay, so how this traffic manager works using the DNS records? That is also public DNS records, based on that only it works. Public DNS records based on only it works. So how it works? Let's see in which scenario we can going to use the this traffic manager. Okay. So even this load balancer traffic manager, it won't distribute the load. It won't distribute the load. So but how it works? So let's jump into the topic here. And there are routing methods is available, different routing methods. One by one, we'll try to understand. These are the major routing methods. Most of the time we'll use it. So one of the popular and majorly used it, priority traffic routing method. Priority traffic routing method. Why this is a priority routing traffic method, how it works, and we'll look into that. First of all, if you look into that from web browser, generally if it is any application, you will give the URL something. Yes, URL some you will provide it, like www.abc.com example I'm taken. If you given the abc.com, the client mission don't know where that services is hosted. So what it will happen? From this browser client mission to where you taken the internet service provider, like this client where they taken the internet service provider ISP vendor related DNS records, it will check it. If it is not available, it will go to the normal regional wise or global wise, some of the load DNS public DNS is available, it will check it. Accordingly get the IP address where that services is hosted wise, it get the services. So accordingly DNS record queries, it will go to the recursive DNS services and it will go to the traffic manager. This traffic manager, where exactly these services is available, it will give the IP address. DNS response, it will give it. The DNS response, it will go to the client mission. That client mission get the actual where is that public IP address is available and where is that services is hosted, will get the response to the browser. That browser directly communicate to the backend endpoint. The traffic manager backend endpoint, it will communicate it. So this backend endpoint communicated and get the response accordingly. Thus application, that application it's going to work. That application it's going to work. So that means it's a traffic. It's not distributed by traffic manager. The traffic it's not distributed by traffic manager, guys. It's just give the DNS response only. It just give the DNS response only. But in the DNS response, how it type of DNS response it will give it. You can observe why we are calling this as a priority routing method means if you have multiple backend endpoint. So if it is a select the priority routing method, first priority this is a one, second priority this is a one, third priority this is a one. So what will happen? So based on request once is a getting, it will check it. Backend first endpoint is a healthy or not. That priority one wise healthy or not. If it is not healthy, second what is the priority? So second one this is a one. Okay, second one it will give the response and that browser will connect to the second one endpoint. So from the second endpoint only they will get the response. Until unless it's going to down, after that only it will route the traffic to this third one. So that only will get the traffic, guys. General, this is a generally discuss. But in which scenarios will use it? In which scenarios will use it this priority traffic routing method? Especially very critical application. Very critical applications if you are using that critical application high availability required, they don't have any time is a downtime, they don't want because of business will going to loss so much loss. So that's the reason generally dr purpose that application dr, that application dr purpose will use the priority routing method. So what will happen is a one region will set up the primary region, we can call primary region A, set up the application. So and so app services, database, app and VMs and everything, set up it. And the second region also same thing, like B region, set up it and replicate and maintain in the second region as a active. That means is a, how is the running same like second region also, everything it's a up and running, up and running. So now coming to front end, it's a now suppose priority A wise is a, this region entirely down. Our application something happen entirely this region down. In this scenario, how my application will provide the B services to over the internet? Over the internet, my B like location wise same services how to provide the over the internet. In this scenario, we can use the traffic manager. If it is using the traffic manager, what will happen? The request is getting and priority A is up and running. It will go to the route the traffic to this one. If it is a priority A down, so what will happen? It will name resolution happen through priority B. So that means second region. So it will provide the response. So it will get the request to the secondary region. So that what will happen even primary region down, still second region it will provide the services without any latency, without any problems, and it will provide the business. We can provide the business, guys. So real time we can use it like this is a way priority traffic routing method. Understood? Any questions?
Okay.
Even yeah, tell me.
Actually, zone redundancy also the
Hmm.
same process.
Zone redundancy is a different. It's entire region type I'm talking about. Yes. Zone redundancy means within the region only.
Okay.
So if you see active DR, if you go to the active DR, uh, so architectures, uh, generally different types of DRs is available, and generally everyone knows backup and restore it. Yes, but this RPO and RTO is high. Is it right or not? Before going to RPO and RTO, do you know the RTO and RPO? Anyone knows or don't know?
I don't know.
Recovery point objective, recovery
Hmm.
time objective.
What is the mean of that one? What is the use? Very simple. If you DR, RTO, RPO first actually versus RTO image wise, I will show you. You will remember very easy because of in interviews and when you are discussing about, sometimes they will ask you what is a RPO and RTO. So if you observe here, when is a lost backup? This is a up and running virtual machine. Suppose example, and taking the backup. This is a recovery point. One recovery point is a creating. Yes. If it is a taking the latest backup, that is a one recovery point purpose. Is it right or not?
Yes.
So after this backup is taken, after some time, some issue happen, disaster strikes, totally entirely down. Okay, there is no option to got it this one. So this is a one disaster happen. Now after disaster happen, we understand. Okay, disaster happen. So what is the solution? So solution is a already latest backup point wise. We are going to restore it. From this time, we are understand and we are trying to recover it. So how long to recover? That means backup from that, if you are trying to restore it, it will take some time. Based on that, how much data it's available, depends on that. It will recover the things. It will take some time. How much time it's a trying to take the recovery? That time in between, there is a RTO. There is a RTO. There is a RPO. That means latest backup point to disaster in between the time, that is a how much time it's a RPO, that is a last point where data is a like where data is available in the like usable format wise available. How much time we lose the data, that is a calculating using the RPO guys. And RTO means when is a disaster happen, from that how much time taking to restore it totally. This is a RTO. So using that, totally this RPO and RTO, using that we can estimate the how much time we are business loss. How much time it's a business lost. Generally on premises 24 hours maximum is a RPO and RTO is a bearable generally in the real time on premises generally. Okay, 24 hours generally take it. If it is a more than 24 hours, that is a not good practice wise DR. That is not good practice wise DR. Okay, but nowadays it's a minimize the RPO and RTO wise in the cloud platform, that is a possible. So that is a way it's a came into the picture. It's a majorly when you are looking into cloud platform disaster recovery, they will ask you especially RPO how much time and RTO how much time, how to reduce it this RPO and RTO. So there are different methods is available, and ASR, Azure site recovery, using that we can minimize the RPO and RTO. That is a one thing. Other than that, active DR, that is a right now what we discuss. It's a one region up and running, second region also same active wise replicate and maintain the same data, and that is a one like active DR. So you can see guys clearly mentioned RPO means how much time, how many hours it's a in between, how much data we lost the data, and how much time it's a taking to like recover it, that is a time down. So totally this is a way it's a calculate the disaster recovery. Understood everyone? Got it? Any questions?
In the RTO also there is a loss of data, right?
Why is the loss of data here down? Yes.
Yes. So
So after down that thing, where is your data? In between there is no data. Business loss is there, but data is not loss. Yes. Only
but before that,
data loss is a before, when is the disaster act happen, at that time onwards there is no capture the data. Yes.
yes.
So that means data loss in between only. Okay. Any more questions? So here Azure DR with the traffic manager. So generally you can see guys here traffic manager, different ways we can use it, and the traffic manager especially we can use like this active. So you can see endpoint 1 and endpoint 2 as a health checks wise, it will keep on checking. In case of this is a endpoint 1 down, second endpoint from that it will provide the services. So if it is taking the more wise, this is a active, this is a passive. Whenever active down, and it will provide the services immediately. So what type of routing method they are using here? You can observe traffic manager with the priority routing method plus health checks. So automatic failover when primary health degrades. When primary health degrades, what happen? Near time, near real time backup and replica here, and SQL server also near real time backup and replica available here. So generally PaaS services mostly will use it for these scenarios. PaaS services most of the time will use the PaaS services. At least is a backend is a PaaS services. Front end is a, if there is no storing the data in application level, you can use the PaaS. This is a virtual machine or any other services. Okay. So generally this is a way generally will use it. Got it? Any questions? There are different architectures is available, and one of the architecture, this is application level active like, or disaster it's a implemented application level. It's a very critical application, and they don't have much downtime window. At that time we are going to implement, this is a traffic manager, using that we are going to implement it, guys. Understood? Any questions?
Understood.
Okay.
So sometimes in interview they will ask you in which scenarios we can use the traffic manager. So in DR scenario, it's a can we DR scenario, what type of method you used it, and how, what type of traffic manager you used it, like that. Sometimes you will get the questions also. Okay. So this is an entirely architect level, guys. What we are discussing here, this is an entirely architect level generally. But nowadays they are asking as a Azure administrator also, you should familiar these things. Why we are using, why it's a required. So this level of is a required is a nowadays. This level of knowledge is a required, guys. Okay. So even Microsoft documentation, if you refer disaster recovery using the Azure DNS and traffic manager, they also, this is the diagram. So how is the traffic manager using that? We can route the traffic and providing the more, active or manual failover using the Azure DNS, and everything is they provided different methods wise. Okay. Next is a weighted traffic method. It's a entirely depends on requirement we can go with, but as of now I never seen this is a weighted traffic method, and it's a kind of 50% load to this backend endpoint, 50% load to this backend endpoint, like that. It's the same like working style, everything is the same, but it's a depends on weighted traffic method means 50% traffic to this one, 50% traffic to this one, like that it will go. So how we are defining in the routing methods, accordingly it will route the traffic. Accordingly it will route the traffic. And coming to performance traffic routing method, especially this is a performance traffic routing method. So nearest, like example, now we are from India. From India, if you are trying to access it, we can able to access google.co.in. Yes, google.co.in. .co.in. If you go to the US, google.co.us might be. So if you go to the some other country, automatically that Google route the nearest, what is the nearest one. Same like you required is based on where exactly that nearest user. Accordingly, nearest endpoint needs to be reach out. Nearest endpoint needs to be reach out. Depends on the he is from where he is from. Accordingly, nearest endpoint needs to be reach out. How it will possible? Because of it's a network performance. It's going to calculated network performance. So how much distance between the this user and endpoint? Accordingly, it will maintain the that latency here. That latency time to live packets latency wise it will calculated and maintain the route table. So that what will happen? It's a user end user which location from he is from. Accordingly, it will route to nearest endpoint. Accordingly, it will route the nearest endpoint. So how can know the traffic manager this user so and so location or so and so like that? Do you know how to get it? Based on public address, can we tell he is from which location?
Yes, because
Even if suppose example, if you want, I can show you here. Where is what is my public address? If I type it, what is my public IP address? Generally, this is a majorly use it. Okay, so public IP. 1 minute, not this is a one. What is yes? What is my public address? If you type and if you go to the no, not this is a one. 1 minute, guys. What is my public address? If you click on this is a one, and you can see generally if it is a IP information, it's a security wise. Sometimes it won't show you, but it's a maximum you can see here. It's a my public address, and it's a IP version 6. I'm not using. I'm from location wise Hyderabad, Telangana, and which broadband I'm using Vision Broadband Services Private Limited. So actually Pioneer, but might be they are using the name is a front end is a different, back end is a different guys. Okay, but majorly you can look into that location where I'm from. Yes, it's a more accurate information also they will get it. Generally that is a security regions don't show up here. Okay, that is a government policies wise and don't show up the exact location. But some of the tools is available. Exact location also we can find out. Okay. So same like it's a traffic manager also will understand. So which location he is from accordingly, it will based on that performance latency wise, it will route the traffic to nearest endpoint. Understood? That is a performance routing method. And another one, geographical routing method. So that means specific region wise. Suppose I hosted the in Germany location. There is a one Mexico and Asia. Asia, Mexico is a two different, but is a under again nested traffic manager also we can create it. Under that we can create a endpoints. We can create a endpoints. We can define it. So we can define it based on that location. He is from so and so location. That location people only this endpoint can able to access. So and so location. This endpoint can able to access the so and so location people only. So we can restrict it also. This location people only needs to be access this endpoint like that. Geographic traffic routing method we can use it, guys. Geographic traffic routing method we can use it. Understood? Any questions on traffic manager?
till now I'm clear, Kiran.
Any questions? Any doubts? Let me know, guys. Okay. So that means it's
Kiran,
yeah.
I have one question, whether it
Mm,
is correct or not, I'm not aware of that. Suppose we have one traffic manager, okay,
mm.
and below to that there is load balancers, and below to the traffic, below to that again, can we create one more traffic manager?
No, no, no. Like traffic manager, under that nested traffic profile you can create it. Traffic manager profile you can create it. That's it. It's a one thing you can try to understand. Traffic manager only support the public. That load balancer also should be public, the IP address wise it will support it. Otherwise it won't. Okay.
Okay.
Under again load balancer traffic manager, how you can create it? That's not possible. Generally we won't create it. That is the way. Load balancer is already regional load balancers. Yes. How it will support it?
Yes. Yeah.
Any more
Understood. Yeah.
questions? Okay, so let's go to the traffic manager and see the practically. And before that, uh, it's already I have one virtual network. So this is a one network yesterday I created. So as it is available. Okay, and let me create a at least one virtual machine. So let's say is a practically. So two virtual machine definitely be required. Otherwise, VM1 I'm giving the name, and East US2 or West US2, anything we can take it. The traffic manager support the global. And here I'm taking the Windows server and deploying the on disk networking. So here I'm taking the public IP address. So must and should require the public IP address. So that's the reason I'm taking review and created. Don't save. Again, one more virtual machine I'm trying to deploy. VM2. So I can take it the West US2 also, no issues. Because of any region supported public address, public DNS, we are going to use it. That's the reason. And here I'm providing the username, but we don't have any virtual network. So again, one more virtual network is required. So that's the reason I'm taking the East US2 only. So networking here, I'm using the public IP address basic only. So click on OK, none, disable and review and created. Okay, and already one virtual machine is a deployment completed. Let's go to the take it this virtual machine and RDB. Okay, so go to the local server and net firewall, Windows firewall, turn off. I don't require, turn off. Go to the dashboard and install the back previous web server. Add, next, install it. Same like second virtual machine also. Let me try to take the RDB. So it's a loading. Just wait for a few seconds. Okay. So here go to the local server and turn off. Just wait for a few seconds. Yes, here. And go to the dashboard and try to install the IIS roles. Web server, add features, next, install it. Let's go to the first VM. So here public DNS we required. So how is we can get it? For one thing is we need to get the public domain. We need to purchase it. I don't have. I don't require also. So that's the reason DNS name by default. Microsoft also providing public DNS with their domain name. So not configure right now. I'm going to configure here. So when I click on here, go to configuration, and here 1 minute. Here, yes, you can observe here. By default, they are providing that specific region dot cloud app azure.com like that. They are providing. Here, I'm providing the VM1 my DNS label. It's already there, not available. Okay, web VM like that. I'm providing. Let's see. Okay, it's accepted. So this is a one saving the public IP address with this domain name. Okay, that is a one thing performed it here. another VM also, because of traffic manager must and should require the public DNS. Otherwise it won't work, guys. Public DNS, it's a must and should required. So this is a web VM 02 I'm providing, and save it. And parallelly, if I go to the VM1, okay, this VM1 is a completed. So for our understanding from which server we are getting the traffic, for that, I'm going to go to the C drive, initpub, www root. This is the image. I'm going to change it here. I will give the name with the red color, web server 1, like that I'm providing. Save it. Okay, now let's go to the traffic manager and try to implement the traffic manager here. So type traffic manager, profile, create. The traffic manager name, and by default we are getting the traffic manager.net. That is a domain name. This is a one web traffic. I'm giving the so web TRAFF, like that. I'm providing something different name. And right now I'm going to use the priority routing method. So priority I'm selected, and that subscription and resource group, and creating the okay. So based on resource group only, it's going, that is a one. Let me check it any other. Otherwise I will create a new resource group here. Traffic manager, any region also, that's not a problem at all, because of it's a global load balancer. Yes, so due to that we won't get the any problem. That's not a issue. So I'm creating the traffic manager. It won't take much time, guys. Very quickly it's a deployment, the traffic manager. Deployment in progress. Let's wait for a few seconds here. Okay, so go to the traffic manager. This is a web traf like we created, and you can see resource group status and everything. This is a DNS name. So front end we should use it. This is a one, guys. Okay, and right now what we are using, priority routing method configuration. If you go to what type of routing method we are using, priority, and DNS time to live packets TTL is a 60, and protocol we are using HTTP, and HTTPS means definitely we require the this one, it's a SSL certificate. Okay, so that's the reason I'm going to use the HTTP only right now. And custom header settings and path, lub lub, these are the health settings. Okay, even health checks it will able to like check it backend, it's a endpoint is a healthy or not. So it's going to validate it. Okay, so that is a one. The code, it's an interval of time and tolerate the number of failures and probe timeout and everything we need to provide. Right now it's not required. And here real user measurement. So real traffic, how is it getting, how many user requests, different regions and everything, all the details you required. And this JavaScript you need to integrate in your application. This key and JavaScript developer, they need to integrate in their application. What they develop the application on that they need to integrate it, so that real user measurement we can get it. So what exactly will get it? So you can see generate the key and embedded provided code in your web property, send the network latency measurement from your web client to traffic manager. So you can refresh the key or generate the new code, or delete the key and disable the collection the key and provide the code, apply the all the traffic manager profiles in your current subscription. So especially when you are going to use the performance routing method, it's a you should use it so that you will get the right measurement, network latency and everything will get it properly. Okay, so that is a one. And traffic queue, once is integrated, we can see from this place, we can analyze the traffic. So enable the traffic view location, volume, latency information for the connections between your user and traffic manager endpoints. So everything we can get it, guys. And endpoints. So what endpoints? Backend, we need to add it as a backend pool. So right now, traffic manager, we are using the priority routing method. So you can see priority one, which method we are using priority one. So here my web VM01 related and cloud services. Yes, I'm using the cloud services and choose the which cloud. Okay, let me take it the public IP address. Here public IP address wise VM1 I'm taken. VM1, this is a priority one. Okay, and add it. And now one more routing method is the same, that one web VM2 second priority I'm providing. Priority 2 wise I'm providing, guys, public IP address. And here automatically priority 2 wise it's a taken. Now, if it is a traffic manager, through that, if I'm trying to access it, I will get the traffic from VM1 only. Everyone will get the traffic from the VM1 only. But in case of that VM1 is down, so that the traffic route to the VM2. So let's say is a practically. So this is a URL and I'm trying to access it. 1 minute. So now you can see, guys, I'm getting the traffic from web server one. Even you can try. Definitely everyone will get it the from traffic from web server one only. Can you try, guys? Can you check it? Everyone will get the from web server one only. Understood? Everyone getting from web server one? Can you please confirm? Hello.
Checking,
Yes,
Kiran. Wait, just
zero
web.
one.
Okay.
Yeah, 01. From 01 it is connecting.
Yes, always it will. Everyone can able to connect the 01 only. Why? Because of priority that is a one. That's the reason we are getting the traffic from VM1 only. If it is a VM1 down, yes, after that only we'll get the traffic from VM2 only. Otherwise, we won't get it. Okay. Suppose now we'll see the geographic routing method also. Let's see. Let me delete it. This backend endpoints priority routing method wise we created backend endpoints. That one first of all deleted. After that, again, I can change it. That's not a problem. So here, instead of priority, geographic routing method, I'm selected and save it. Okay, go to the endpoints, click on add. Now you can see, guys, routing method is a depends on the location. So this is a web VM1 and I'm define it and public IP address and this public IP address VM1 and this is a region. I can Asia, in Asia also, in India I can define it. So India people can able to access from VM1. Okay, so that is a way. One, it's added here geographic. Another VM, if I'm going to choose the public address from different location, so that location might be I can take it the something other location like America region. I will take it North America, South America, or something. It's available. East US2. That means East US2. Which location will get it? United States. I will mention totally United States. Okay, and okay here name web VM02. I'm providing and save it. Now in this scenario also we'll get the traffic from VM1 only because of we are from India. Yes, from India we are trying to access it. So definitely we'll get the traffic from VM1 only. Let's check it again from getting the VM1 only. We won't get the traffic from VM2. Got it, everyone? Any questions? Any doubts?
No, Kiran.
So this is the way we can do the practically. So I shown you here. So if you have any question, any doubts, let me know, guys, from anyone. Okay, so almost networking module it's going to completed, and 2 or 3 topics only, very small topics is available.